Welcome back, DO Research Hub. In today's captivating episode, we embark on a thrilling journey into the past to explore the recovery of the magnificent Indus Valley Civilization. Prepare to be amazed as we uncover the secrets of this ancient civilization and discover how it flourished and ultimately vanished. So, fasten your seatbelts and let's dive deep into the intriguing story of the Indus Valley Civilization. Perennious Mesopotamia. Craft, technology, and artifacts. Excavations of Indus cities have produced much evidence of artistic activity. Such finds are important because they provide insights into the minds, lives, and religious beliefs of their creators. Stone sculpture is extremely rare, and much of it is quite crude. The total repertoire cannot compare to the work done in Mesopotamia during the same periods. The figures are apparently all intended as images for worship. Such figures include seated men, recumbent composite animals, or, in unique instances, from Harappa, a standing nude male and a dancing figure. The finest pieces are of excellent quality. There is also a small but notable repertoire of cast bronze figures, including several fragments and complete examples of dancing girls, small chariots, carts, and animals. The technical excellence of the bronzes suggests a highly developed art, but the number of examples is still small. They appear to be Indian workmanship rather than imports. The popular art of the Harappans was in the form of terracotta figurines. The majority are of standing females, often heavily laden with jewelry, but standing males, some with beards and horns, are also present. It has been generally agreed that these figures are largely deities, perhaps a great mother and a great god, but some small figures of mothers with children or domestic activities are probably toys. There are varieties of terracotta animals, carts, and toys, such as monkeys pierced to climb a string and cattle that nod their heads. Painted pottery is the only evidence that there was a tradition of painting. Much of the work is executed with boldness and delicacy of feeling, but the restrictions of the art do not leave much scope for creativity. Perhaps the best-known artifacts of the Indus civilization are several small seals. The seals were generally cut from steatite, soapstone, and were carved in intaglio or incised with a copper burin, cutting tool. The great majority of seals show a humpless unicorn or bull in profile, while others show the Indian humped bull, elephant, bison, rhinoceros, or tiger. The animal frequently stands before a ritual object, variously identified as a standard, a manager, or even an incense burner. A considerable number of the seals contain scenes of obvious mythological or religious significance. The interpretation of these seals is, however, often highly problematic. The seals were certainly more widely diffused than other artistic artifacts and show a much higher level of workmanship. Probably they functioned as amulets, as well as more practical devices to identify merchandise. Copper and bronze were the principal metals used for making tools and implements. These include flat oblong axes, chisels, knives, spears, arrowheads, of a kind that was exported to neighboring hunting tribes, small saws, and razors. All these could be made by simple casting, chiseling, and hammering. Bronze is less common than copper, and it is notably rarer in the lower levels. Four main varieties of metal have been found: crude copper lumps in a state in which they left the smelting furnace, refined copper, containing trace elements of arsenic and antimony, an alloy of copper with 2 to 5% of arsenic, and bronze with a tin alloy, often of as much as 11 to 13%. The copper and bronze vessels of the Harappans are among their finest products, formed by hammering sheets of metal. The casting of copper and bronze was understood, and figurines of men and animals were made by the lost wax process. These two are technically outstanding, though the overall level of copper-bronze technology is not considered to have reached the level attained in Mesopotamia. Other metals used were gold, silver, and lead. The latter was employed occasionally for making small vases and such objects as plumb bobs. Silver is relatively more common than gold, and more than a few vessels are known, generally in forms similar to copper and bronze examples. Gold is by no means common and was generally reserved for such small objects as beads, pendants, and brooches. Other special crafts include the manufacture of faience, earthenware decorated with colored glazes, for making beads, amulets, sealings, and small vessels, and the working of stone for bead manufacture and seals. Beads were made from a variety of substances, but the carnelians are particularly noteworthy. They include several varieties of etched carnelian and long barrel beads made with extraordinary skill and accuracy. Shell and ivory also worked and were used for beads, inlays, combs, bracelets, and the like. The pottery of the Indus cities has all the marks of mass production. A substantial proportion is thrown on the wheel, probably the same kind of footwheel that is still found in the Indus region and to the west to this day, as distinguished from the Indian spun wheel common throughout the remaining parts of the subcontinent. The majority of the pottery is competent plain ware, well formed and fired but lacking in aesthetic appeal. A substantial portion of the pottery has a red slip and is painted with black decoration. Larger pots were probably built up on a turntable. Among the painted designs, conventionalized vegetable patterns are common, and the elaborate geometric designs of the painted pottery of Balochistan give way to simpler motifs, such as intersecting circles or a scale pattern. Birds, animals, fish, and more interesting scenes are comparatively rare. Of the vessel forms, a shallow platter on a tall stand, known as the offering stand, is noteworthy, as is a tall cylindrical vessel perforated with small holes over its entire length and often open at top and bottom. The function of this latter vessel remains a mystery. Although little has survived, very great interest attaches to the fragments of cotton textiles recovered at Mohenjo-daro. These provide the earliest evidence of a crop and industry for which India has long been famous. It is assumed that the raw cotton must have been brought in bales to the cities to be spun, woven, and perhaps dyed, as the presence of dyers' vats would seem to indicate. Stone, although largely absent from the great alluvial plain of the Indus, played a major role in Harappan material culture. Scattered sources, mostly on the periphery, were exploited as major factory sites. Thus, the stone blades found in great numbers at Mohenjo-daro originated in the flint quarries at Sukkar, where they were probably struck in quantity from prepared cores. And there you have it, dear viewers. The remarkable story of the Indus Valley Civilization, once lost but never forgotten. Join us next time as we continue our journey through the annals of history, unearthing more fascinating tales from the past. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Until then, keep exploring and keep embracing the wonders of our world.